Hello, good evening, everyone. I would first like to welcome you back to the RathCo Gaming channel. I'm your host, Robert Robbie Rath, and this is another episode of the RathCo original program, Deep Thoughts. It is also the RathCo Gaming channel's 500th video upload. But anyways, on with the show. Now, for today's topic of discussion, this is one that many of us gamers know rather well. Zombies. Okay, whether you call them the undead, walkers, zombies, ghouls, BOWs, Z's, whatever you choose to call them, zombies have managed to shamble their way into movies, video games, TV shows, music, and the internet, along with a whole lot of other places as well, I'm sure. But before we get started on the zombie discussion in depth, I would just like to show you all where the majority of the data used within this episode regarding zombies came from. And it came from one of my favorite books, which I unfortunately can't locate right now to show you due to me being in the process of cleaning this mess of a studio slash bedroom, as you all know. The bed is the only thing I've been working on, as you can see. Anywho, the book is by best-selling author Mr. Max Brooks, and it's called The Zombie Survival Guide. Lucky for me, I've read it at least 2 or 3 dozen times, so I don't need the book in front of me to give you all some accurate, in my opinion, details about the undead. So let's begin with the basic facts about zombies, shall we? Okay, so forget everything you think you know about zombies and keep an open mind. Whether you choose to believe this information or not is entirely up to you. I could be wrong, as we all could be wrong when it comes to something we have never actually encountered in the real world, and hopefully never will, but anywho, here we go, folks. First up, zombie movement speed. Okay, so throughout several TV shows and movies, as well as games, zombies have been given a ton of abilities that actual zombies, if they were to ever exist, would more than likely not have. Zombies cannot run or jog. They are slow and they shamble or move much like someone who is intoxicated on alcohol or high on any type of drug that would slow down the human body. Zombies only have the amount of muscle mass and strength that they had as a human being at the point that they became infected and turned into the undead. So in conclusion, yes, zombies can only move at a slow walk or crawl-like speed as far as we know. Now next up is the strength of the undead, which I lightly just touched on during the whole movement speed portion of the episode. But anyways, once a human being becomes a zombie, they only have the same amount of strength and muscle mass as the human being that they once were. For example, as human beings, when we push our muscles beyond their limits, the muscle tears or becomes bruised or damaged. However, in a living human being, that muscle will repair itself and grow, becoming a stronger and larger muscle. But in comparison to an undead human, once a zombie pushes its arms or limbs beyond what that amount of muscle can handle, the limb would more than likely fall off or simply break, rendering it useless. So in conclusion, no, zombies cannot grow muscle or become stronger like we can. I apologize. My eyes and allergies and a head cold, not good. Anyways, another frequent misconception about the undead is their ability to swim. They cannot swim. If a zombie walked into, say, a body of water, they would simply float as they attempt to walk, and eventually the zombie would no longer be buoyant in the water, and it would sink to the bottom and walk along the ocean floor, or whatever body of water they shambled into. The water, I'm sure, would eventually break down its body, but it would more than likely take one hell of a long time to completely decay underwater. In conclusion, no, zombies cannot swim, but they can certainly move through the water, and if it's shallow enough, they can reach up and grab hold of the side of your boat, so be careful about that one. Do zombies breathe? Absolutely not. The brain of an undead subject is completely independent of oxygen, meaning that it does not require air to sustain the body of a zombie. The signature zombie moan that can be attributed to several things, oxygen not being one of those, such as the decay of the diaphragm or damage to the body, or perhaps they just moan out of hunger. I know that the Zombie Survival Guide book has some info about this, but I'm cursing my memory right now since I cannot recall exactly what was written. But their moaning has nothing to do with oxygen. So another no, zombies cannot and do not need to breathe to survive. Now what about starvation? You would think that if a zombie did not feed, they would simply starve, right? Unfortunately not. A zombie's body is said to be able to remain animated for up to 15 years. Put simply, until the moment that a zombie's entire body, their brain and head included, decays completely, they will not die unless the brain of the zombie is destroyed completely. It is said that the only effect starvation has on the undead is its ability to weaken said zombie. A zombie whom is starving will move much, much slower than one whom has fed recently. So yeah, starving them is certainly what we would want to aim to do. Unless you want to die, then, feed away. Yes. Another fact about zombies. Excuse me. Another fact about zombies, and this one reigns true in pretty much every single zombie-related film, show, and book series that I've come across. Do the undead retain any memory or feelings of emotion toward people whom they once cared for and loved while they were human? The answer is no 100% of the time. A zombie will attack anyone whom is not infected without exception. It does not matter if the zombie in question is standing before the woman whom was once its own mother. It would still attack her in an instant, as fast as its shambling body would allow it to do so. So always remember, once a person becomes a zombie, the person they used to be is dead and gone. And the right thing to do is to destroy its brain and put an end to its suffering, as difficult and seemingly impossible it would be to bring harm to anyone, unto anyone whom you once loved or cared for. But in this situation of life or death, if there is a zombie in front of you, always tell yourself that whom they once were is gone forever now. This zombie is not the individual you once loved. Trust me. And that is basically everything I wanted to cover regarding zombies and the undead. I have a deep fascination with zombies and the undead, and that falls in the category with the whole Resident Evil obsession that I have. But anyways, don't be surprised if you see me do a second Deep Thoughts episode on zombies someday. You never know. That pretty much wraps up the episode. I hope that you all enjoyed this one. Please be sure to like and subscribe, turning on all notifications for RathCo Gaming, as well as if anyone would care to check out our non-video gaming content and a whole bunch of other types of content, you can feel free to click on over to our other RathCo's other YouTube channel called RathCo Outdoors. If any of you have any questions, comments, if you would like information on how to donate to the RathCo Corporation to keep us moving at a steady speed and uploading frequently, please email me at all lowercase RathCo2023 at yahoo.com. That's RathCo2023 at yahoo.com. Once again, I consider each and every one of you a member of the RathCo family of gamers and friends. I love and respect each and every one of you, and without all of you, my viewers and loyal fans, there would be no RathCo Corporation without all of you. So thank you all so very, very much for being here. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being a fan. And thank you for supporting my content. Until next time, watch out for zombies, don't get bit, I'll see you on the flip side.